45's son, 45 Jr., is going by the family playbook. This time it may not work. The reaction of the 45 camp to the Senate Intelligence Committee's subpoena of 45 Jr. nicely encapsulates several of the prime tenets of the 45 family playbook. The first tenet, fiend cooperation and practice intransigence, whatever the hell that means. 45 Jr. is reported to be exasperated and the squatter is surprised because ost- ostensibly 45 Jr. already has cooperated extensively. No, he hasn't. More generally, the Republic talking point from Senate Majority Leader Bitch McConnell on down is the case is closed, and it's not. But that's not accurate. 45 Jr. declined to be interviewed by Special Counsel Robert Mueller III about the 45 Tower meeting between the 45 campaign officials and a Russian lawyer, the only campaign official who did so. The fact is the Mueller report and is immediately followed by a redaction for grand jury material. Based on my prosecutorial experience, I believe it's a reasonable surmise that the redacted material concerns 45 Jr. saying that he planned to invoke his Fifth Amendment right not to testify before a grand jury. 45 Jr.'s stance was of a piece with his father's trumpet-full cooperation with the probe, even while doggedly and successfully eluding all efforts to have him testify or even speak cooperatively with the special counsel. Current reports are that 45 Jr. intends again to rebuff the committee by invoking his Fifth Amendment. And of course, okay, if they're innocent as they claim they are, why the fuck are they pleading the Fifth? So that makes it look like you're not innocent. That is, of course, his right, but only on the ground that his truthful answers would tend to incriminate him, not as a form of crass political resistance. Of course, if he truly believes the truth would incriminate him here, that puts his fine fury in a different light. The second tenet claimed there is no legitimate law enforcement or congressional oversight, only politically motivated harassment of the other party, and that's not what's going on here. Thus, exasperation and surprise because it was the Republican-led Senate Intelligence Committee that issued the subpoena, which prompted a fierce and political pushback from the 45 political machine. A senior advisor to the squatters' re-election campaign tweeted to the committee chair that Richard Burr, who's a Republican of Republicans of North Carolina, who's retired in 2022, he says, "I'm sure that you and your non-retiring colleagues are going to put an end to this embarrassment now." And 45 allies in the Senate jumped all over Burr while threatening other Republicans with election challenges if they supported him. The third tenet, the normal rules of citizenship and public responsibility do not apply. The committee's position is that 45 Jr., who has previously been questioned only by committee staffers, always knew he was subject to being recalled for questioning by senators themselves. That's similar to what happened with Jared Kushner, who was interviewed in July, then appeared without fanfare for a closed-door session in March. And a recall here became particularly exigent once a later witness, Michael Cohen, testified in conflict with the younger 45. Yet 45 Jr. resisted a cooperation over weeks of negotiations before the subpoena was issued. Like his father, 45 Jr. is showing the same zero regard for the public need for his testimony. The Intelligence Committee is not merely duplicating Mueller's work, which was fundamentally a criminal probe. The Senate's lookout is a committee member, Senator Marco Rubio, who's a Republican of Florida, explained an intelligence investigation about the Russia threats and about the way our agencies performed. It is arrogant of 45 Jr. to treat that vital work as an irritant he can ignore. Furthermore, whether 45 Jr. lied in his prior testimony is an entirely legitimate and important topic for any congressional investigation. That brings us to the fourth tenet. Lies don't matter. 45 Jr.'s exasperation is particularly shameless if he previously gave a false account to Congress, which more than likely he did, as well to the American people. In his accounts at the 45 Tower meeting, remember how they said it was all about the Magnitsky Act and adoptions from Russia until inculpatory emails emerged. That possibility is sufficiently concrete to merit further investigation. The fifth and final page from the 45 playbook professed outrage, however brazenly, and attacked the good faith of the investigators at every turn. As with the 45's attacks on Mueller and the upper echelons of the FBI, party affiliation, reputation for integrity, and legitimacy of the inquiry are all of no amount. Any effort, even to question the probity of a 45 must be born of deep state corruption. Without the acquiescence of Republicans in Congress, who know that is not true. That toxic party line has worked surprisingly and well, but it may not be well enough to close the books on 45 Jr.